Hi, welcome back. I hope you had a nice week and you're ready for another video. We continue talking about working from home and how to face the challenges of working from home now that we have these restrictions due to COVID-19. Today, I bring you something that has been widely exaggerated and has been a motive of jokes and laughs throughout social media. And uh, and I must admit, I've seen hilarious images, hilarious jokes cracked about this, and it's funny, obviously. And we do need this. We do need a nice joke, something that makes us laugh, and to break away from all this bad news and from all this overload of information that we are experiencing at the moment. That obviously is also taking a toll on our mood, on our mental health, and we really need something that makes us laugh. So this is a good thing. The motive that the jokes are made for is also a good one, which is snacking, and the fact that a lot of people that are now working from home claim that they eat more, they snack, they tend to do short trips to the kitchen and grab whatever they have in the fridge or whatever they may have in the pantry, and they claim that they actually snack and they eat more. One of the jokes that I actually see, I'm going to share with all of you, it's a little image of a couple. So once restrictions have eased and they could leave home, they are in front of the door, and the joke is, now that we can go out, we can't because we are too overweight, too fat to actually go through the door. It's obviously an exaggeration, and it's not going to happen, but it's also a good way of cracking a joke and make things funny for all of us. So, is this true? No, not really. I mean, I've been working from home since I've started my career as a translator. Um, and I don't snack. I usually don't have that habit of snacking. Even before I became a translator, I used to work in an office, um, and the same happened there. I never took snacks, and I didn't have really the habit of snacking. So this has never been a habit for me, uh, because I think it plays your the way your metabolism and the way your personality goes also plays a part on this. And I agree. And sometimes it's not a question of you being hungry or anything. It's a bit more of your and anxiety things. You're more anxious because you're home, and because you may be a bit stressed out with the current situation and how this is going to play up in the future, what's going to happen in the future. And obviously all of this is playing a part on all of us, and it's not just the snacking per se, and it's not just the snacking like we used to do, even if we used to do it in the office. Now there's other factors that may be obviously contributing to this snacking and to this habit. So for me, it's never been a habit. Honestly, I have to, I'm not here just to talk to you and pretend that I'm above everyone, and because I'm not. I'm just exactly like you, and the reason I'm doing these videos is because I would love that my experience, what I've been doing over my career, could help with ideas to anyone that is now at home and maybe struggling and trying to find ideas to organize their home, their working from home routine, and doing it in a more effective and productive way. So when I say I don't usually snack, that doesn't mean that never happens. It does. But for example, when I snack, I don't tend to, for example, to go and grab a pack of chips or do a toasty or something like that. Usually when I snack, I there's something that I truly love, and it's my weak my weakness, my very big weakness is nuts. I love nuts. I love walnuts. I love pine nuts. Not much almonds, but I love nuts. So sometimes, if I really feel like a little snack, what I can do, obviously I don't abuse, because I know that excess, a lot of nuts can also be bad for your health, but I just grab a little bit of nuts. I put in a little bowl and I bring tiny bit, just a handful of it. And then I just work. I'm working and I hit one, then I hit another. And it basically plays up like if you were eating your chips. Instead of going to the pack and grabbing all that amount of chips, you grab one nut and you hit. For example, this is one of the things that I do. Some other times that I don't feel like having the nuts, I may have fruit. I may grab a pear, or I may grab a apple, or I may grab mandarins. Now they are in season in Australia. Mandarins, I love mandarins. And that sort of fruit, and you can have fruit, and you can have healthy snacks. For example, if you have if you are on one of those plans, like I would say like Herbalife or anything, they have teas, they have shakes, they have all these options that you can do. And even with their shakes, you can do like little protein bars and things like that you can use, and little like protein balls that look exactly like little chocolate balls and things like that, and they're good. There's also healthy options that you can actually use for your snacking. If you want to avoid the snacking altogether, once again, I stress, I think discipline is very important on this case. And one of the main things is that you should always, and that's something that I've said already and I repeat, is that you have to separate your workstation, so your working place, from your home. Yes, the physical place that you are in, it is inside your home. Of course it is. You cannot leave, you cannot work from your office, but in your mind, you should set your mind in a way that you are in the office. That place there is your office. It's not home. So do that mental separation between your home and your space, your office. Even, and I know a lot of families now have to work from the family table, because that's the way it works. Both parents are working. Even with homeschooling, it's been very complicated. A lot of families are struggling because of this, but still, it's your workplace. And try, I know it might not be easy, especially in this particular circumstance, that you might have the entire family in one spot, and you have those interruptions from children and the noise and all these things happening. And I'm not saying it's easy. Of course it is not, but we still have to try to make that separation. And if we make that separation, I think, and this is what has been my experience, it's easy to block all that noise from the outside, from your home, because you're separating things. You are putting this desk here, it's my workplace. Treat it as if you were in the office. And once you get out of there, it's out of there. And from that time, let's say 9 to 5 or whatever your working hours may be, outside those times, yes, you are home, You can enjoy your time with your family, etc., etc. Within those times you are working, and that's a dynamic that you, if you create this dynamic, you retrain your brain to think about that space and to separate, and between in those times your brain is trying to treat that space as an office and as a workplace. And I think that will help you to block off a lot of things, including the snacking, including the fact that the kitchen is right there. If you block that off, if you think that, okay, I'm at the office, and you think as that place as the office, it is gonna help you not having those habits, those not so good habits. I wouldn't call it bad, because just because you're snacking, just because you having a snack, doesn't mean that it's totally a bad habit. Because if you are eating something healthy, and if you are just having one snack in the afternoon, that's not a bad thing, I don't think. And this is only my personal opinion, of course. But it's always a question of you knowing exactly what's good, what's bad, what works for you, especially because what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. So you should find your comfort zone within the situation, and set a plan, and know exactly, okay, I'm happy to snack once in the afternoon, so I'll take a snack just like you would do in the office, and that's okay. But that constant snacking, as I've heard from some people, that they are constantly, it's like more of an addiction. They are working, but they know the snacks are there, they know everything is in there in the kitchen, and they tend to go there and grab it because they know it's there. That's where it can become a problem, and when it can become an addiction sort of thing. So this is my advice. This is what I've been doing. Once again, I think, and I wouldn't like to repeat myself all the time, but this is one of the things that I think it's the most important aspect of having a functional working from home routine, is discipline, is separating things, is setting up a plan, setting up your timetable, sticking to your timetable, and knowing exactly this hour is for this, that hour is for that. And if you do, you are more organized, and you will see that you will end up having time for more things, and you will be able to include more things in your timetable. And this may be one of the good things of you working from home, because there's a lot of things that you are no longer doing, and usually that's those ones that you were complaining about when you were working outside home, which was the commute, which was the packed trains or buses, which was the traffic if you were taking your car. So that's the negative part of it. So you no longer have that. So that's a plus. Think of that as a plus. Everyone now is focusing on the bad aspects of working from home, that they can't see the colleagues, that they this, they that. Let's focus on the positive side. You no longer have to be in a packed train. You no longer have to be on a packed bus. You no longer have to be in traffic for a long time to get to work and from work to home. So that's a positive. That's nice. That's a good thing. You can have, during those times, you can enjoy your family a bit more. You can do some exercise. You can call someone. You can read a book. You can do so many things that in that little time, that sometimes is not that little. Some people may have commutes of more than 1 hour, and I know there are people that commute for more than 1 hour each way. every day. So that would amount for more than 2 hours a day. Some people would have a total of 3 hours, because some have a 1.5 hour commute. So sometimes it's not that short, and in 1.5 hours you can do a lot of things. You can do a little bit of exercise, you can do a little bit of calling someone, knowing if they are okay. There's a lot of things that you can do in that 1.5 hours that you now saving from your time and being home. So and that, in my opinion, will take away from your anxiety, from the fact that you will constantly be thinking of the fact you are at home, you can't go out, you can't see your friends face to face, you can't see your colleagues face to face. Let's rewind that. Let's block those negatives a bit and think about the positives, and that, I think, will help us even with the snacking, because we will be less anxious, we will be less bored, sort of thing. Because if we find things to do, if we find nice, fulfilling things to do, we end up less bored. And there's lots of things we can do at home. We can play board games. We can play, I don't know, we can watch movies. We can, if you have a big backyard, you can go to your backyard and play with the kids, and or even, read a book on the outside. It's still possible. You're still outdoors. Yes, it is inside home. It's your backyard, but it's still outdoors. You're still having some nice fresh air. So let's I think the focusing must be more on the positives rather than the negatives, and that will help with the snacking as well, I guess. So this is my intake on snacking. I think no one will have issues with not feeding the dogs, I don't think, because I've been doing it for 10 years and I still do feed my dogs. It was just a nice, I decided to talk about this and to have a little laugh and have a little a light video and talking about things, even though they are serious, because I know that a lot of people actually talk about this snacking as an issue. But I decided talking about it and maybe give you ideas to do it a little bit different, instead of doing so many, a lots of times, every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes or so, going to the kitchen and grab another snack, instead of having those unhealthy snacks like chips and all those, we know what they are. Instead of those, try to change them a bit. Instead of the chips, have some nuts, or go grab some fruit, or if you like, have a yogurt in mid-afternoon. It's also nice. I remember in Portugal they used to have liquid yogurts. They were really, really nice, and they came in all sorts, and they still have them. They come in all sorts of flavors, and they were so nice. For example, in Europe now, you guys are going towards summer, and it's so nice to have a nice cold yogurt in the afternoon. It's a good snack, it's healthy, and you can actually refresh and have some yogurt. It's nice. And obviously I always look, when it concerns to yogurts, I always look for the sugar content, because that is an issue with yogurts. They usually have a lot of sugar in it, and that's very sad. But that would be a subject for another video, and I obviously not trained as a nutritionist to be talking about that. But for me, for example, and as a mother, is an issue when I choose yogurts for my daughter, looking at the sugar content. And it's very sad to me, and it's very sad to report that sometimes I look at the yogurts that are actually targeted for children, and I see the sugar content is appallingly high. So that's something that I really look all the time, and it's one of my major concerns is the sugar, because we all know that sugar is no good. But anyway, This was just an example of things that you can do. You can have the yogurt, or you can even do with your, for example, I know a friend of mine. She loves to do shea puddings, and they're very good, and she does it, and they're very good, and there's plenty of recipes out there. It's a good snack. It's a good afternoon snack. You can have one of those, I think. I don't know if she would agree with me. Andrea, if you don't agree with me, please leave me a comment. It's a good snack. There's always you can do your own energy, like little energy balls, or with nuts, with all these things, and it's good snack that you can have in the afternoon, portion controlled, of course, and you can have it. So I think we can do things, but if we can just change it a bit. I think is the secret, is that we can change it a bit, and we can be more mindful of what is good and what is bad. Of course, that we have some chips once in a while, well, I know that all the nutritionists are going to be very upset with me, but I do that too. We all human, and of course we all do it. But of course, if we're going to have it every day, and if we constantly snacking on that sort of food, is going to be very bad for our health, especially now that we are home and we don't move as much. Even though, and as I said on my previous video, we can do exercise at home, and it's very nice, and it gives you lots of energy, and it helps you with the snacking as well, because you feel that energy. I think what leads to snacking is when you're bored, and when you are feeling down and you are low in energy, and when you do exercise, you feel that energy rush through your body, and you feel that you have more energy throughout the day, and you feel very good after that. So I think it will help you with the snacking as well, because you will need less snacking. You won't have that. I don't think you will have that urge to have a snack. Of course, you need to eat after exercise, and you have, but you will do your meals properly, and I think it's one of the things that actually helps with this is exercise, because you will have energy, and once you have energy, your body may not be craving for food as if you're not having energy, and if you're feeling low and down, so that's one of the things. So I hope you liked my video. I hope you liked my ideas. I hope you are enjoying as much as possible your time at home. I know it is a very, very difficult environment that we are living now. It's not easy, but I think we'll get through there. I think we'll get it in the end, and we all be fine. We just need to be patient, I guess, to be mindful, and to be aware of what we need to do, and not let complacency and excess of confidence. For example, here in Australia, now that we have very low numbers, and we need to understand we should keep our distancing, and we should keep our hygiene and distancing and measures going, because we don't want a second wave. So I hope you like my video. Leave me your ideas. What's your snacking? If you are snacking, let me know. What are you eating? Are you having nice, good, healthy snacks? If you have any recipes, why not? Let us know. Or if you are one of those people that are really feeling the pinch with binging on those unhealthy snacks, no shame, no guilt. We all do it. It happens to everyone, and we are not here to shame anyone. Just share with us. Let's change. Let's start a conversation. Let's do something. Let's do something positive. Let's make this, even though we are in a very difficult and bad situation, let's make it a positive situation for everyone, and let's take the best of it all. So leave me your comments, leave me your opinion. If even if you don't agree with me, even if you think, oh no, you are completely wrong, that's fine. Let's start a conversation. If you like my videos, if you like my channel, please subscribe, and see you next week. I hope you like the video, and I hope you have a very good week. Please stay safe, stay home, and have a wonderful week. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.